So I got a new camera yesterday because I know that my old camera was having serious issues with autofocus. There was just a lot of problems. If you're wondering, my old camera was the T5i, the Canon T5i. This is the Canon 70D, and it's a totally different, like, everything's different about it from the Canon I had. So that sounds like a book. The Canon I had. It's on like auto right now. I mean, this is why I'm excited about it, because that is some fast autofocus for a DSLR. Yes. You know, I just posted a blog post on my wedding and on just the different things that we did, and I figured, you know, not everyone likes blog posts, so maybe we'll talk about it here. Above all, I wanted to make sure that my guests were having as good a time as I was. I've been to a lot of weddings where, you know, you're sitting there and, you know, the bride looks beautiful and the ceremony is nice, but it's dragging on, and then cocktail hour's here and it's been an hour and 20 minutes, and when are we gonna sit down? And okay, it's time to sit down, but now it's the first dance, and then it's the daddy-daughter dance, and then it's the mom and son dance, and then you're sitting there starving and bored, and you just want something else to happen. And you don't want to feel this way, but you can't help it. And then finally it's food, but now it's, oh, table 1 is excused. Table 2 is excused. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes that kind of thing can happen, and it's like, it's something that it's not the bride and groom's fault. That's the traditional way that weddings go. I wanted to really make sure my guests were having fun. So a couple things that we did to make it kind of little unconventional, little unique, I guess. I'm not saying that I'm the first person in the world to do these things or at all, but I just wanted to kind of share my experience. So first was taking our photos before the ceremony. There's this saying, I'm sure you've heard, that it's bad luck to see the bride before the wedding. I want to give you some history lesson right now. That saying is based on way back in ye olden times when it was common for arranged marriages to happen. You know, they didn't want the groom to be like, hold up, she's an ugly bitch, I'm gonna nope out right now. They told the groom that it's bad luck, you don't want to see the bride before the wedding, because they didn't want the groom to basically go, nope, I'm out of here. It was more about that than it actually being bad luck. That being said, Paul and I live together and have lived together for quite a few years now. We have a child. Paul was in the room when that child was birthed from my body. He's seen a lot, and I really wasn't worried that the day of the wedding he was gonna see me in my wedding dress all done up and go, nah. So we did pictures beforehand, and I cannot tell you how much better this was. My thought was, you know, a lot of people do photos during cocktail hour, and there were a couple of reasons I didn't want to do that. The first being, that gives you 1 hour. We took photos beforehand. We started taking photos at 2:30, and the ceremony was at 5. So we took a lot of photos. I think when it came down to it, when I was sent my photos from my photographer, there was 1,300 photos. 1,300 photos! There's no way we could have done that in an hour for cocktail hour. And that's usually why cocktail hour ends up going longer than an actual hour. The other reason I wanted to do it beforehand was because our ceremony was at 5 o'clock in January, and the sunset, I believe, was at 5:45. So really our photos would have all been in the dark, and I didn't want to do that. I really am glad that we decided to do first look photos. It really made it special. It was more intimate. We got a lot more photos than we would have otherwise, and it was good. I really would recommend doing that, because then during cocktail hour, you can go out there, you can have a drink, you can talk to your guests and interact with the people that came to see you. And I just think that that was nice. The ceremony itself, we got a really cool officiant who, it was really nice because when we first met with him, he gave us some examples of different readings and different styles that he could do, and they really went from super non-traditional, which is pretty much what Paul and I are, to really traditional. So it was nice because we got to kind of choose what we wanted, and I really liked that because I wanted a non-traditional kind of ceremony. I wanted to talk about our experiences and us, and it worked out that way. He asked us about our story. He had us each send him 10 memories that we had with one another that were really special, and he integrated that into the ceremony. So there was one line, for example, where he was talking about how Paul did my makeup for a video and how special it was to him, and the officiant added in like, well, he won't be working at the Mac counter anytime soon, but he really appreciated that you let him do that. And it made it really fun. It made it engaging, I guess. It just made it special. So that was something that I liked. We also wrote our own vows. I was very hard set on this. I really wanted to do this. It ended up being a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. You know, I was looking online for ideas, and it was kind of like, nobody can help you write vows to the person that you're marrying. But I wanted to write them because, to me, you know, a lot of the time the officiant kind of spoon feeds what to say to the bride and groom, and I'm marrying this person. I want to spend my life with them. I should know them enough that I could tell them how I feel. And I'm glad we did it because it was really special, and both of our vows were kind of silly. I added things about Kingdom Hearts, and I added things about Final Fantasy, and just Violet obviously was in there quite a bit, and it made it really special. For the reception, the venue for the inclusive package included a DJ. He was at all of the catering tastings, and he was at the open houses for the venue, and he was at all these things, but he was never DJing. So I never got to see what he could do. And when you think about it, the DJ is really the ringleader. He's the circus master of your reception. He's the one who is making sure that everybody's having a good time. He's the one dismissing tables. He's the one getting you ready to do your speeches and to do your first dance. He's the one that's making sure everything is going according to plan. So when the DJ is there and he's not showing you what he's got, I mean, it's like, I guess it's a matter of trusting whoever is recommending them, but to me it was like, I don't know what you can do, so I don't know if I want that. So my brother works for a DJ company. He recommended one of his coworkers, whose name is Gary. I'm so glad that we decided to do that because he made it so much fun. They played games for dismissing tables for the food for the buffet. We played Name That Tune, so one person from each table would come up and they had to guess the tune, and then their table got released, which is a lot more fun than table 1, please go to the buffet, table 2. And then we played this game called the Newlyweds Game. This was really fun, and some of you probably saw pictures on my Facebook of this and might have wondered what it was. Basically, Paul and I sat back to back, each holding one of the other's shoes. So I had one of my shoes, I had one of Paul's, he had one of his, he had one of mine. Each table would write in a question. So it had to start with the word who. Who wears the pants in the family? Who is a better driver? Who screams on the Tower of Terror? And each of us would hold whose shoe we thought was the right answer. And this is really fun because it's funny when each person holds up a different shoe. So for example, who wore the pants in the family? I think both of us held up my shoe, which was really funny. I think there was one that was like, what did he say? Who got in their birthday suit first? And Paul immediately holds up my shoe and everyone just cracks up. And then there are a couple where, you know, you fight. You're like, no, this is the right answer. No, this is. And it's really fun. Your guests feel super engaged and it's super fun for you too. So I loved that game. That one was such a blast. For the first dance, Gary had it so everyone wasn't sitting down. Everyone was up on the dance floor in a circle around Paul and I, which was really special too, and it ended up to having really good photos as well. My dance with my dad and Paul's dance with his mom were not directly after the first dance. It was mid-dinner, I think, so that was good as well. My dad and I danced to Bob Marley. I couldn't think of a song for us to dance to, and Bob Marley was really special because we used to go to Rocky Point in Mexico all the time, and music my dad would always play was Bob Marley. So we danced to Three Little Birds, and it was great because it was just us kind of like being goofy, and it wasn't like a serious dance at all, but it made it special, and it was very much my dad. My dad's kind of like his dance moves they're like legendary, so it was perfect. There was an I can't dance section where my brother actually took the reins. We picked 5 people beforehand that we knew were outgoing, and they were the instructors, and everyone did these goofy dances, you know, like going shopping, picking up high stuff from the shelf, low stuff, going down the stairs, you know, just really cheesy, really cheesy, but everyone at that point was pretty drunk, so it kind of worked out. God, what else? There was so much. S'mores bar. I had a s'mores bar. It was amazing. It was in the back on the patio, and it had these logs, and it looked really cute, and it had this display of like graham crackers, chocolate chip cookies, cookies and cream, Kit Kats, There was all these different things you could make, like really cool s'mores. That was before we planned anything. I was like, this is what is happening, and I'm really glad it did. The last songs that we danced to, the DJ played that Dirty Dancing song, you know, that I had the time of my life, and everyone was in a circle around us and we were dancing, and then they were, you know, going in circles, holding hands, and it was really special. It was very different. I've never seen that at a wedding before. And then after that, everybody went outside to the front of the venue and they were lighting the sparklers so we could do a sparkler exit. And Gary played a song, and it was just Paul and I in the room. And one of Paul's favorite bands is City and Color, so he played the song called The Girl, which Paul wanted to be our first dance song, and I was like, no. I was trying to be really subtle about it because I wanted to surprise him with this. So I was like, no, that's not a good song to dance to, meh, meh, meh. And then it came on and he was really surprised. But it was a very, very, very special moment for just us to be dancing to. It was very, what's the word I'm looking for? Romantic is, I guess, but it was nice. It was personal. It was just us, and it felt really special. It felt more special than the first dance, because the first dance, you know, I remember I'm talking to Paul during it, telling him about how Chelsea had gotten me one of the cocktail hour, the hors d'oeuvres was this southwestern bar, like a station, and it had chimichangas and these empanadas and stuff, and Chelsea gives me an empanada before the ceremony, and I take a bite and it just explodes, and Chelsea, like in a total mom fashion, quickly goes and gets this like crazy empanada explosion that almost hits my dress. This is before the ceremony. And so I'm telling Paul this while the first dance is happening, you know. Anyways, the dance at the end was really special and really made it just for us. I really liked that. And then we did the sparklers exit, which was really fun, and it was very special. I mean, I could talk about this stuff forever. And yeah, so I guess this video is just wanting to share some of the special moments that we had, some of the special things that we did. I will have, I promise, video for you guys, a tutorial on my wedding makeup. I remember about 75% of what I wore, so that's good. Most of the stuff from my wedding that I brought was still in a bag that my mom had to bring over, so that will help as well. But promise, I will get a video up relatively soon with a tutorial for that. And I liked my makeup too, because like the week before I had practiced kind of ideas, but I didn't know. The morning of, I had no idea what I was gonna do. I had just thrown some stuff in a bag, brought it to my mom's. My makeup turned out really well. I was really happy with it, and all my bridesmaids did their own makeup. They looked great. The hair actually turned out phenomenal. I was really happy with that. And it turned out to be a really good day. You know, everyone tells you, you know, don't sweat the small stuff, don't get worried about stuff, and just have fun. And I think that's good advice. After the wedding started, after the ceremony started, I can't think of anything that went wrong, or I just wasn't paying attention because I was having so much fun. Beforehand, you know, my brain was going crazy, and I think I cried because I just felt so overwhelmed. But once everything got going, we had a blast. We did get a videographer, and I will be sharing with that with you guys the second I get it. I promise I'll upload it right when I get it. I cannot even wait. There are so many moments I'm so excited to see. There was a moment during the reception where everyone was eating, and I had told my flower girl, which is Paul's niece, or I guess my niece now, Emma. I told her after she did a good job being a flower girl, we were gonna dance to Frozen, and we were pretending during the rehearsal. And then while everyone was eating, Let It Go comes on. Did not request this, did not know it was gonna come on, and so I immediately jump up and I'm like, oh my god, Let It Go. So I go get Emma. We have this whole princess dance on the freaking dance floor. Nobody else is out there. It was not planned, and it was so much fun. And I've watched the video like a million times because it's 100% out of character for me. I'm not one of those people to just jump up and do something like that. And it was so fun. My sister's maid of honor speech, I cannot even wait to show you guys, because she didn't tell me what they were doing. They ended up doing something that was kind of copying the Slow Jam the News thing that Jimmy Fallon does. They had Gary involved. They brought my freaking cousin out with his sax, and he was playing his sax, and it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. The pictures, I mean, I can show you some pictures right now. Like, this is before when Chelsea's just talking, and then this is after my cousin John comes out and Kevin comes up, and my face the whole time is literally the human embodiment of this face. I can't wait to show you guys. It's gonna be amazing. Leave comments, anything else you wanna know about what we did, ideas. I could do more videos like this. I mean, a lot of you asked for wedding planning videos, but I didn't even know what to talk about. Now I can't shut up. That's about it for right now. I'll talk to you later.